Hi, I'm Anthony. I work with people navigating life after work, and I keep noticing something. Retired people are the busiest people that I know. So Monday, gym class. Tuesday, bridge. Wednesday, knitting circle or men in the shed. Thursday, language class. Friday, and then there's the grandchildren, and then there's the committees, and before we know it, the life of a retired person could be busier than when they were working, and they surprise themselves. They're like, oh, I don't know how I found the time to work. It's because you're working again, right? So anyway, that's what I've noticed. So they're filling their lives beautifully, but something's missing. It got me thinking. Being busy and feeling alive aren't quite the same thing. Today, I'm going to invite you to sit with a question that might be a bit uncomfortable, but I'm going to ask it anyway because I think it's a good question to ask ourselves, right? Are you actually living in your retirement, or are you just keeping busy? And that's what the general advice is, right? Keep busy. When you retire, keep busy. Don't let boredom in. If you let boredom in, that's the end. And boredom is dangerous in retirement, and it is a killer. Actually, it's a killer that people don't talk about so much, but we sort of sense that it's not something great for us. But I want to reframe this idea of boredom right now, and we're going to reframe it in this way. It's a signal. It's a signal. It's like, you know how a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. It's a bit uncomfortable, I can imagine, for a caterpillar to turn into a butterfly, right? But it's a whole different world afterwards. So we're shifting from work, right? You might have liked it, you might not have liked it, but anyway, it occupied a huge part of your time. And it was all about productivity, and it was all about getting things done. And now you're going to come into this beautiful phase of life, which is like a butterfly, potentially, right? And being busy all the time doesn't really fit with this analogy of being a butterfly, right? So the thing is, boredom is this thing. If we sit with it, that's like the chrysalis that's building around us, right? And if we really sit with it and understand what is this sticky feeling in this boredom, then we might allow for our calling to really come out. Like, what is it really that we want to do? What is meaningful for me? What is something that's going to light up my days and have me skipping home with joy? I'm exaggerating, but if we really find this joyful thing for us, why not? Why can't it be as fun? So for 30 or 40 years, you've been working, right? Before that, I imagine you skipped around in the playground, or you ran around, you rolled around in the grass and things like this. So perhaps we're not going to do that now, but that quality could be in our life after retirement, right? And what an amazing life that would be. So finally, after all these years of work, we have our first taste of freedom. Now, isn't that amazing? And it's overwhelming, and it's too much. And it's, what am I going to do with all of this time? Let's just fill it with stuff, right? That's what happens. And that's why lives are full of stuff now, right? So it could be good to look through the things, like what are the things that really light me up? What are the things that don't? And put in time where you could just be bored, where you could just like look at the sea, you can look at the river, you can just sit on a bench and watch life go by and just think a little bit about your life, allow it to unpack a little bit and see what you want to do in the future. And there's no shaming, there's no wrong way to do this. Just though, sit through the boredom, because it's interesting what might come out the other side of it, right? There are two traps. There's the chronic busy person, right? Doing millions of things. At the end of the day, they're probably tired, full of obligations, very clearly just transferred work mindset into retirement mindset. I know what I'm doing, everything's easy, but that's not really about fulfillment, right? That's about being a bit stiff. And then on the other side of the spectrum, we have people who are bored and they don't know what to do with all of this time that they have been given to them. But the invitation is to really sit with this boredom for a little bit and unpack it. No, you don't want to just do random things, that you want to do something. But first, there's a whole series of things to like reactivate our energy. Like boredom is a very low sort of energetic state. It's a sort of stuck state. And it might be that we have all sorts of like promises, like I'm not going to work again when you finish work. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to relax. And this, after a long time, will create a sort of boredom state, this sort of like state of heavy inertia where doing anything creates enormous effort to do it. But if we turn this around, we can have some more energy in the body. So perhaps the advice there is to just do a load of shit. Just get out there and do stuff, and then pick which ones you want to do, right? In the 4 seasons of retirement, we have the honeymoon stage, which is cool. Just do what you want, get up when you like. And how long will that last before all of a sudden you start to think like, is this it? Is this what life is now? And then we fall into the loss phase season, right? Which is I've lost my purpose, my reason to get up in the morning. I've lost my colleagues, connection with my colleagues, challenges. I've lost some structure, and before you know it, you're in this sort of like depressed, bored state. And then the next phase is the experimental phase. Some people stay in the second phase. I hope you don't if you're watching this video. Let's experiment a lot. But we can be intelligent with our experiments. What did you used to like to do when you were younger? What made you feel alive? What made you feel alive recently? What are the things you love to do? And try and find more occasions to do those things, right? So boredom is what you feel before you actually work out what you're supposed to do. You know, and then when you find something, you're all excited about it. Like in a very short amount of time, you find that one thing and you have so much energy to dedicate to it. So, but if we don't sit with this boredom, we just try and avoid it somehow, numbing ourselves out with TV or scrolling. A good thing to do is just write out things, you know, write out our thoughts, or even doodle. Doodling is a great way of unraveling our brain. Try it out. So somehow we're looking for permission to be bored. Anyway, let me read a few comments on something I posted the other day. I'm learning that meaningful can be whatever I want it to be. There's permission, right? To sit and just be without guilt. There's a lot of guilt about being bored, right? About not doing anything. I learned to forgive myself when I missed a day. It's permission to not be perfect as well. Boredom isn't an actual thing, it's a state of mind. And the last one is funny. Last time I was bored, I was at work. Okay, so let's move on now. So for me, retirement is like the best opportunity in the world to start to play again. Play isn't the opposite of work, but we can think of it like that now, for example. Actually, the opposite of play is depression, when we're just sort of like, right? So play means different things for lots of different people. It could be that you are a collector, that's a way of playing. It could be the artist creative. It could be you're a director, a storyteller. It could be that you're actually like a clown, you know, like an entertainer, or a dancer. It could be that your way of moving, of playing is dance. But anyway, just to find your way, and this is, I really enjoy taking people through their play history. It's part of my coaching process to go through that. And so we don't have to guess what we want to do and do what everybody else is doing. We can create our own stuff. And play brings us alive, right? Aliveness is about being in the flow state. It's about doing something which is just a little bit out of our ability, not too easy, not too difficult. And when activities become sort of like a little bit just like nothingness like this, just to keep ourselves busy, it's because they're not really challenging us enough. We need like some challenges to bring something out of ourselves. So I hope these are getting you thinking of things like, how can I challenge myself? For me, making these videos is challenging myself, like absolutely. Putting myself in front of the camera, sharing these quite articulated thoughts, it puts me in the flow state, makes me feel very alive. So play not as wasting time, play as being curious, as being engaged, as having fun, as like doing something with somebody else as well. Not play as wasting time. The kind of activities that bring us into our curiosity, into our engagement, and when time flies by because we're just having so much fun. And when that happens, 3 parts wake up, and this is what I call the playful path. We have the vibrant body, which is movement, it's energy, it's being here now in the body. And then we have the joyful mind, which is about curiosity, it's about learning, it's about exploring. And then we have the loving heart, which is about connecting to others, and it's about connecting to ourselves. And when these come together, then we're not bored anymore, and we're on purpose. We are living the game of life. So we might be tired at the end of the day, but we'll feel fulfilled, we'll feel alive. And so why don't more people do this, right? Well, because our society is all based around work. It's heavily work orientated. When you stop working, it's still there in the background, right? Adults aren't supposed to play. No, we're supposed to be serious people, and we're supposed to, there's all sorts of things which I'm not going to go into in this video, right? But we need to set a new standard. What does it mean to be retired? It means that I really enjoy myself, but not just enjoy myself in a hedonistic way, even though why not, right? It's to enjoy myself growing, learning new things and contributing them. Lots of us, we think like, oh, to do that new hobby, it's very expensive. But that's not the real resistance behind it. We don't want to do it because we're scared we're not going to be able to do it, or we're not going to be welcomed into a group, or we're just going to be made feel silly. So I would definitely try lots of different things that you're good at and things that you're not good at all. Just to lose the edge of this ego, right? That doesn't think it can do, that's like all like, oh, I want to do this, I can't do this. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being busy. I think it's actually a good thing, but just a question if that's actually making me feel alive. If it's not just avoiding being bored. Take some time out to be bored because it's there where we can really hear this calling. What is calling me? In the end, that becomes our legacy project. What is it that I would like to leave to the community, to my family, to the world, let's say? It could be a book, it could be a documentary about your life. It could be just small things, but you need to go through a process to think about this very wisely. And when you sort of focus in on a legacy project, then it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So retirement isn't about filling time. It's potentially one of the greatest opportunities that you have to really enjoy life. And just have to reflect a little bit more on what that might mean. What needs to happen for me to be able to enjoy it? How do I have to wake up my senses and my body and my presence to be able to enjoy things more? I'd really love to know what you feel about this topic. Are you hyperactive? Are you doing lots of things and you're saying, no, Anthony, I don't want to be bored? Or like, just give me some pushback and say, no, your ideas are completely wrong. Or if you're bored, then please share a little bit what it might feel like. Getting it out might also help you step into what is calling you, right? And so thank you for watching, and catch you again soon.